What up guys, Sleeveless MTG Bat in another video. Today we're playing Mono Black Bats, but before we get into it, subscribe, hit that like button, and don't forget the bell. The buttons light up. Anyway, let's talk about this deck. It's really my attempt to make Beseech the Mirror work in Standard. We're going to take advantage of the bargain mechanic by playing cheap enchantments like Hopeless Nightmare. 1 mana enchantment, when it comes into play, your opponent discards a card and drains them for 2. Other than that, we have the good stuff, black cards, cut down, go for the throat, evolve sleeper, Lord Skitter, Graveyard Trespasser, you name it. But to make Beseech the Mirror work, we gotta have awesome 4-drops. We got Shelly, we got Phyrexian Obliterator, and the linchpin that holds the deck together, the Bat Bloodletter. Bloodletter is a 4 mana 2/4 that doubles all damage. So anytime a Hopeless Nightmare enters, it drains for 4. Our Phyrexian Obliterator connects with our opponent, it hits for 10. It's just all around great card and really holds everything together. Alright, check out this gameplay. Stick around to the end for the full deck list and my final thoughts on that deck. We'll see you there. Alright, we keep a decent 2-land hand here. We got Evolved Sleeper, some 1-drop enchantment. So we're looking alright. On our opponent here. We'll start with Dark Slick. We're going to get down our Sleeper. He gets down a Voidwing Hybrid. That is one annoying ass card. We're going to attack his hand with Hopeless Knight. And then do it again. Drain him for 4. And take him down 2 cards. Really like about this deck how you attack your opponent's hand and really deny them resources. We already got our opponent down to 3 cards in hand, but he's going to get in with that Voidwing again. Play this 2/3. We're going to evolve our Sleeper. Alright, we're starting to get mana starved here. Opponent's really building the board, even though we took him down so many cards. Getting in for a pretty big hit here. We draw the Underdog. But all we have to play, attack him with the Evolved Sleeper. Play our Underdog. He's on the Experimental Augury in response. We're already at 3 poison. Got a pretty good board here. There goes another Voidwing. Oh, you hate to see that. Big attack coming in. We're just going to take it, go down to 12, 5 poison. We draw a Beseech. We got plenty of things to sacrifice, but we just don't have the mana. We'll take it down to 6, though. On it, Experimental Auguries. We go 6 poison. I'll draw some cards with Curiosity. Big attack here. We go down to 4, and he kind of gives us the game. I'm not sure what the opponent was thinking. We have to drain him down to 5 and take him to -3. Hey, we'll take the win, though. Not how you want to win, but it's still a win. Alright, we go into sideboarding. We got the Evolved Sleevers, bring in cut downs. Cut a Shelly for Phyrexian Arena. Should have took out the 1 mana Saga, not the Evolved Sleevers. But hey, we'll just start the punt counter right now. Alright, let's get in this next game. Another 2-land hand. We got Hopeless Nightmare. We'll start with that. Run it into the bat, turn 2. Opponent gets down. A second land, plays Prologue to Phyresis. We're going to take his Drowned In Anchor and force him to use his removal on our bat to get his other removal again. He anoints it. We're going to get down this Underdog. Opponent plays a 4th land. Here any second now. There goes the Mire. Here comes that annoying little Death Touch Toxic Rat. It kills our Tenacious Underdog, but we get down Lord Skitter. I'm going to eat some stuff out of his graveyard. Putting the opponent in a really tough spot here. He's going to attack, but we're not going to block. We don't want to lose our Lord. The Rat can't block. He plays the Blue God that gives all your instants and sorceries rebound. They do have a lot of instants and sorceries that proliferate and give toxic counters, so it's a pretty neat addition to this archetype. I guess you could call it poison control, but we're going to Beseech here for Phyrexian Obliterator, so we can drop the bat next turn, and when we attack, it'll double all of our damage. Alright, we get in here, take them down to 11. Opponent's going to Serum Snare our Lord. Not a big deal, though. He plays down the Voidwing. No attacks from our opponent. We're just going to draw, slam the bat, and go with a big attack. He doesn't realize it, but he's about to take 10 damage from that Phyrexian Obliterator any second now. Here we go. Block, block, and game over. Alright, let's go into game 2 here. We got a land heavy hand, but we got removal. We got the bat. Alright, let's start off on a land here. Opponent starts off on a Triome. Let's get down this sleeper. Don't know what the opponent's on here yet, but we find out when he plays up the Beanstalk. So this is Beanstalk domain, 5-color domain, whatever. They're ramping in a track. So let's get in with a ball sleeper here. Almost misclick and punt again. But we're gonna pump them up, make it a 2-2. When it plays another Triumph and just passes back to us, we get the Shelly, so that's not too bad. Let's get in with this sleeper. I'm gonna make him a 3/3 Death Touch. Opponent takes it down to 15. I can't believe a Leyline Binding hasn't came down already. Domain always has Leyline Binding. He's gonna play a second up the Beanstalk. Here comes an opponent's 4th land. And shifts it back to us. Now we get to play Shelly. I'm going to take the opponent down to 12. He goes down to 10 thanks to the Shelly trigger. And he's in a tough position because just about anything he plays, he's going to take damage. He's going to draw cards from up the Beanstalk. What does our opponent do? Gives up. Alright, let's go into sideboarding. Alright, going into sideboarding, my thought was to bring in Duresses and Dreams of Steel and Oil and just take the ramp out of their hand to track just before they can cast them. Between that and a Hopeless Nightmare, hopefully we can get the W. Get rid of the cut down because they don't have a whole lot of targets in this matchup, and we go into the second game. Alright, we keep a 2-land hand, but we got Dreams of Steel and Oil, Hopeless Nightmare, we get the Bat, we got some rule, and some pressure into Tenacious Underdog. Opponent starts off on a Triumph. We're going to look at their hand, and we whiff. Opponent's going to get down his second land here, and up the Beanstalk. That card is powerful. I'm starting to see why they banned it in Modern. But let's throw down a Bat. Let's look at his other 2 cards. And tough decision, but we're going to take the Leyline. Opponent gets down Splunking. Another really cool card from Lost Cavern. I'm hoping to see this play in other decks besides Domain because it does a lot of cool stuff. You can make all your Triumphs come in untapped even though they're not caves. Let's attack our opponent's hand here though with a Hopeless Nightmare. Drain it for 2. Get down this Underdog, which honestly is a punt because we know he has Sunfall in his hand. Here comes up the Beanstalk number 2. Passes back to us. We get another Underdog. We finally realize he has a Sunfall, and we're just going to attack. Take him down to 13. Pass back to our opponent. And here comes the Sunfall. A Sunfall that draws them 2 cards. That's ridiculous value. Decide to go for the throat, the Tenacious Underdog, so it's in our graveyard, and we can still use the Blitz ability. He gives back his Leyline Binding. We debated here for a minute. We're going to throw down the Bats. Take a look at his hand, and he's pretty stacked up. Between the tracks, a ramp, 2 Leylines, got a hard migration. We're not looking too good here. We take the herd migration for whatever reason. Probably should have just took the ley line, but in the end, it really doesn't matter because he's always going to get his card back. Here comes our Angel of Wrath with Kicker. Bye bye, Bat. We take 2. We draw a land, but we're in a really tough position here. Anything we play is either going to get outclassed by Atraxa or just removed by the ley line binding. So we quickly realize this game's over and we scoop it up and go into sideboarding. Alright, in sideboarding I decided to bring in the Razorlash Transmogrant, but it's honestly a punt because all of the removal exiles either under Leyline Binding or with Sunfall, so yeah, not great. Don't do that. Alright, we get to play first here. Pretty decent hand. 3 lands. Got the Vault Sleeper. We got ways to pressure his hand and a Sheoldred. It was the first game. After all, get down the sleeper and start putting some pressure on our opponent. As per domain usual, it starts off with a tap land. Let's attack his hand. And he's pretty stacked up here. Double Sunfall. He's got Ramp. He's got an Archangel of Wrath. But let's take his Ramp. I'm going to get in for 1 and pass it back to our opponent. I'm going to play this tap land, no of the Beanstalk. That's good news for us. Play our 3rd land and attack the hand some more. Gets rid of a herd migration. Let's pump up that Evolved Sleeper. And nice little attack here. Get in for 3. Gain a life. Pass it back to our opponent. Alright, opponent gets to kill our Evolved Sleeper with Virtue of Persistence. Not ideal, but it's not the end of the world. We're going to slam the big bat, get in with the little bat, hit our opponent for 2, and go up to 22. Opponent makes his 4th land drop. And he's going to be forced to play the Archangel of Wrath for no extra value, no kicker for him. It's good news for us, but it's a big beefy blocker that we can't get through and it gains some life. For a second, I almost play that Sheoldred and then I remember he has Sunfall in his hand. Definitely don't want to do that. Hopefully we can force him to Sunfall before we need to play Sheoldred. Here comes up the Beanstalk finally. That's bad news. He's going to start outvaluing us and just drawing a crazy amount of cards. Here comes another Virtue of Resistance. We lose that bat. He gets his invasion back. Oh, now we're flooding. Well, I decided to play the Sheoldred and try to draw the Sunfall. Now, I've got to figure out why he doesn't take 4 damage here. I really feel like he should. Maybe I'm missing something. I'm going to have to double check the cards. But if you know, let me know down in the comments below. He plays the invasion. He's going to ramp. I'm not sure what the opponent was doing here. Oh, he was picking his lands. Finally. Took for a while. We get to gain some life though. And luckily for us, we get to take a Sunfall. So, starting to think we might actually win this. And I don't take the Sunfall. So add another one to the punt counter. Yeah, I'm not really sure why I didn't take that Sunfall. I guess I didn't want him to gain any more life or be able to kill anything with the Archangel. But Sunfall kills everything anyway. I'm not sure. But I guess that's why I'm not on the Pro Tour. Anyway, let's get back to this bat. Here comes the Sunfall. And it draws him a card. He goes down to 9. Plays a tap land. We get a Beseech, which is pretty freaking awesome, honestly. Sacker a Hopeless Nightmare. Forces a scribe, but that doesn't matter because we're going to search your deck anyway. Search out the Phyrexian Obliterator here. My thought process was if he plays Hard Migration or deals any damage to it, he's going to have to sack permanents. He does have a lot of permanents to sack, but either way, I think it's still good for us. He can't kill it with the Archangel. Here comes Hard Migration. He's going to have a lot of power, but we are at 24. Now we can play the Bat, get a peek at his hand, and we're just going to get rid of the Virtue. Because otherwise, we take Archangel, and then he kills the Bat with Virtue, and he just gets Archangel back anyway. Have to go for the throat in case he suddenly slams the Traxa. I'm going to attack here. Opponent takes it. He doesn't want to sacrifice anything. Down to 4. Still think we have a chance. Opponent's in some deep thought here because he is in a good bit of trouble. Here comes the Archangel of Wrath. Kicked. He's going to hit us in the Bat. Suppose either way he was getting both cards back. Either we take the Archangel, he gets it back with Virtue. We take the Virtue, he gets it back with Archangel. We do debate here for a while. And we just kill our Bat because I don't want him to gain any life. Perhaps that was a punt. We'll count it. We'll say it's a punt. Because I can definitely see just killing the Archangel would have been better. Alright, but he gets the flip evasion here. You get even more power on board. And we draw dead with a land. Great. We attack. He's gonna block. He's got a block. He does lose the Archangel. We trample over, but he gains life. We'll sack some tokens here, but we're just dead. So we scoop it up. Alright, let's go in this third final match. Try to finish strong. Decent hand. We'll start off with this Hopeless Nightmare. When it pitches a Bloodletter and then plays Deep-Cavern Bat, I think he takes our Phyrexian Obliterator right here. We get down and involve Sleeper. When he gets to play his Invasion of Amonkhet, we're losing another card of our hand. Opponent gets to draw a card, effectively nullifying our Hopeless Nightmare. He's going to attack in on us. We're going to boost up our Evolved Sleeper here and get in for a good 3. Opponent plays another Deep-Cavern Bat, and there goes our Shelly. Looking kind of bleak here right now. Not much going on. Bunch of lands, and the opponent knows it. Now we do draw a big bat. Get in for 3. Take our opponent down to 11 thanks to Bloodletter's ability. Opponent's going to play this mech, which you'll see in a second is not good for us. We're going to bargain this, and we're going to get another Bloodletter. There we go. Any second here now. Now, damage is tripled. 3 is actually 9. We made a mistake here. This is definitely a punt. I shouldn't have attacked with that bat because we're about to lose it. Yep, you can see me realizing my mistake here. We do take him down to 3, which gives us just a tiny bit of hope. He's going to fire up the Mind Link mech, copy the bat, gets to flip his invasion. Here comes the covert, and he copies our bat in the graveyard. Then he plays a preacher, and it's not looking too good for us. We're going to bump up our sleeper, draw a card, but we draw another Graveyard Trespasser. Opponent's kind of stabilizing at 7. We are at 18, but it's still not looking good. Let's get in with a sleeper. He decides to block it with a preacher, unfortunately, and we trade there. Make that punt number 5. Coming in with the 4/4 bat, the 4/3 Mindlink mech. Not much choice but to take it. There's 6 land. Play a Graveyard Trespasser. Eat the bat. Gain a little bit of life. Back up to 4. Opponent's at 7. We did hit him for 4 there, but it's just over. Let's go into sideboarding. We want to try to take out his bats before he can play them with Dreams of Oil and Steel. And we're going to go right back into it. Get the play first. Decent hand. 2 lands. Some removal. We got our sideboard card. Alright, let's start off with that Dreams of Oil and Steel. Get rid of a schooner. Plays a tap land. We play a land and pass back to him. We draw Takenuma. We're going to get down Lord Skitter here. Play the Mindlink mech. Not too threatening since he has nothing for it right now. Slam Phyrexian Obliterator. Taking him down to 16. We're kind of running away with this game right now. It should be pretty hard for our opponent to get back into it. He's going to play the Preacher, which is a pretty good blocker. It's going to get in our way. So we're going to slam this Hopeless Nightmare. Also dodges Cut Down, which kind of sucks. Make a rat token, eat the schooner, attack with the obliterator, and the rats. Take him down to 8 here. Not looking too bad. I'm gonna play the Trespasser and drain him. Excuse me, we don't drain him because there's no creatures in the graveyard. Throw the Phyrexian Obliterator. That's kind of a blow, but we're still looking pretty good. He's down to 2 cards. We got 2 cut downs. We got a good board. He's gonna get in with the Preacher. I'm gonna cut down the 1/1. Cruise up the Mindlink mech. That does throw a wrench in our plans here. We need to go for the throat. Debate about attacking. And yeah, we go in for it. Drain him to 6. He blocks our Trespasser. We take him down to 2, but he goes back up to 6. We're going to play our Evolved Sleeper. We got mana here to cut down his 1/1 and evolve our Sleeper to a 2/2. There we go. EOT. Give a buff to the Sleeper and take out his blocker. He takes out our Lord Skitter, but we're just going to buff up our Sleeper all the way, and our opponent can't take it anymore. Alright, we go back into sideboarding, and we're going to try a couple Phyrexian Arenas. We cut a Shelly and a Graveyard Trespasser, but we bring the Shelly back in, decide to go cut the Obliterator instead. Alright, decent hand. We got a bunch of lands, but it could be worse. I'll start off with this Evolved Sleeper. We won't put pressure on our opponent. Opponent passes. We're going to slam this Helpless Nightmare. Opponent takes forever and deciding if he wants to kill the Sleeper or not in response. He finally decides that he does. I'm going to drain it for 2 though and get a card out of his hand. Alright, we're going to play that Sigma Hopeless Nightmare. We got him down to 3 cards and 16 life. We do got Bloodletter here. We draw some removal. Turn 3, no play unfortunately. Opponent plays a land, still 2 cards in his hand. We're going to try to do some surveilling here. Put the land to the bottom, draw, go for the throat. We're going to slam Bloodletter. Hopefully that takes us to victory. But now it gets bounced back to our hand. And he's going to slam the Bat God. It's unfortunate because it's very hard to kill with any of the cards we have in our deck. We go for the throat it, but he's able to just bring it right back. But it does take up pretty much his entire turn. They don't opponent here to pass. He seems to be lost in thought. I'm not really sure what about. He's got 2 lands, 1 card in his hand. Should be pretty simple. Alright, getting roped again. And I sped this footage up like 200%. Imagine what it's like live.
1 eternity later.
Alright, finally passes back to us. We're going to sack the Hopeless Nightmare and do some more scrying. We keep them both on top. Play the Bat. Go for the throat. The Bloodletter again. I should have waited till his turn. It would have slowed him down another turn. Slams that down. We could go for throat it though. Play Hopeless Nightmare and get that last card of his hand, which was apparently just land. Get it for 4 here. Get him down to 8. Looks like we still might be able to win this game. And then here comes the Bat, who unfortunately has lifelink and a million other abilities, on top of being really hard to kill. Slams another Spyglass Siren and a Mindlink Mech. We're going to sack this Hopeless Nightmare here, do some more surveilling, put the land to the top, and the Bat. We don't need either of those. We do get the Underdog, which is not terrible. I'm going to blitz it here. Get attack here with the Underdog. Luckily, we didn't attack with a Bloodletter and lose it again like we did in the last game. He's going to block with a Siren. We do get the draw card, but unfortunately it's land. Like we don't have enough of those already. He explores, but just as a land. Attacks here, gets in for 4, and he's already back to 16. That Bat Guide is one powerful card. Alright, we're going to bring back the Underdog. Attack with the Underdog again. He's going to block with the Bat. Unfortunately, it's kind of a vicious cycle. But let's play Underdog for 2 mana. Get to draw a card here, and we do get to get Lord Skitter. Unfortunately, our opponent's kind of taken back control of this game. He makes us discard Lord. And we block with the Bloodletter. And blitz in this Underdog. Go in for a big attack, but he fires up the manland. It's clearly a mistake. Didn't know it was there. Another punt for the counter. We do draw, go for the throat. Probably should have killed the land here and not the Bat, especially considered he can just bring it back. So another punt in the matter of like what, 30 seconds. Alright, opponent draws. He's at 17. He's gonna play the Bloodletter. Fired up with the Mindlink Mech, and we're dead. -10. Good game, opponent. Gameplay. This deck honestly seems a bit underpowered. There's a few different ways we could go with it. We could put in some Arise Oathsworn. I think it needs a few more lands. Honestly, could probably use a Mirix or 2. That'll give us tokens for Beseech the Mirror. Also, alternate win con if we get wiped or we lose all our creatures. But overall, the deck just feels slightly underpowered. As you saw in the games, we won that one game. We did a really cool thing against the domain. We got pretty close to taking down the dimir boats, but we just couldn't get there. We just ran out of gas. So I don't think this deck is going to take over standard anytime soon. Don't think Beseech the Mirror is as good as I was hoping, but maybe you can break it. Try your own list, put them down in the comments down below, and let me know.